Okay, let's talk about part A. So we're choosing a job. So first off, there are three different jobs. There's job A, job B, and job C. They're all a little different. You need to analyze each of them, calculate the pay for each one of them, and then at the end you need to decide which job you're going to take. Please make sure you're using complete sentences, and you need to explain why you like this job. Okay, make sure you use the specific details of that job to make sure you explain why you like it. Don't just say it pays more. Okay? All right, so let's start with job A. I'm just going to do job A. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mark up the important words. So this is job A. So remember that the pay here is blank. Make sure you're looking at this document. You're looking at job A right here. You're looking at this column depending on which class you're in, and you're putting in the pay that is assigned to you for job A. Okay, so for me it's $4,694 a month. So yours is going to be different. So make sure you're not just copying what I'm doing. Make sure that you are figuring out how to transfer your own information. So $4,694, and that's per month. All right, and so 35 hours a week, and there's also going to be a raise guaranteed. So when I'm figuring out my annual pay, I don't need to use this information. This is going to be helpful information when I'm deciding if I want this job, but it's not going to be useful in calculating my annual pay. So I'm just going to write a few things down. So remember, there are 12 months in a year. So there's also 52 weeks in a year. So if I'm earning this in 1 month, how much am I going to earn in 12 months? So I'm going to take 1 month, and I'm just going to multiply it by 12. So $4,694 times 12, and I'm going to get 56,328. 56,328. That's what I just said, right? And so that's going to be my annual pay. I'm just going to label that per year. Make sure I'm putting my dollar sign. $56,328. And so my weekly pay, in order to go from yearly to weekly, I need to use the fact that there are 52 weeks in a year. And so if I'm breaking up this yearly pay into 52 weeks, I'm going to divide it up. Imagine dividing it up into 52 small payments. So I'm going to divide it up. So 52,328 divided by 52, and that's going to give me $1,006.30. $1,006.30. That's going to be my weekly pay. Please don't forget to put your dollar sign. I want to make sure we're remembering we're talking about how much you're earning. And so this is per week. And so in this case, for hourly pay, change the color. All right, so for hourly pay, I actually need to use this information right here. I'm only working 35 hours a week. So I'm going to take my weekly pay, which is $1,006.30 per week, and I'm only working 35 hours. I'm going to break it up into 35 small payments. So 1,630, 1,006.30 cents, and divide it by 35 hours. That's $28.75 an hour. What did I just say? I just said $28.75. Make sure to put my dollar sign. So now I have all the different pays. I can see how much I'm getting. Annual, weekly, hourly. And so when I come back to the next job, I'm going to do the same concept. So this is being given per hour. Now you got to figure out how many hours you're working and figure out your weekly pay, your annual pay, and your monthly pay. And for job C, I'm going to use my weekly pay, and I'm going to have to figure out, it's a little bit more complicated. You got to figure out what the annual pay, the monthly pay, and the hourly pay is going to be. And then at the end, make sure you explain which job you want.